Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sonic CCK here, and we are back for my review of One Piece chapter 908. And basically we started the chapter with Orlumbus just writing a guide for his new pirate fleet that he stole from the king. And yeah, he's just setting out to sea pretty much. On the next page, we get a cute moment between Shirahoshi and Mancheri, and someone makes a comment in kind of like in the background. Oh, it's so cute. The biggest princess and the smallest princess are getting along, and she's just like healing Shirahoshi's wounds. I thought that was really cute. That was really nice, actually. They're just happy. And then we have an interesting scene with King Neptune and the Celestial Dragon Don Quixote, the Celestial Dragon that saved Princess Shirahoshi, and this is a very interesting conversation that they have. Basically, Leo says, "Does that mean we can beat up anybody with your permission?" And the guy's like, because he was offering his help. He's like, "Oh yeah, like if you guys need anything, you can just count on me. I will be providing you guys support with whatever you need." Or he says something along those lines, and Leo says, "Okay, so does that mean we can beat up anyone?" And he says, "Yeah, as long as it is to protect Princess Shirahoshi." But he's kind of sweating. He's sweating. I'm getting a shady vibe from this character right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna throw a theory out here. I believe this character is there to capture Princess Shirahoshi. That's my theory. It's gonna go either one of two ways. One of them is he's overconfident and he feels like he can get away with anything because he's a celestial dragon, or he's being super shady and he's trying to capture Princess Shirahoshi in like the most unexpected way. And that's because we see something towards the end of the chapter that I'm gonna discuss later when we get to that part. After that, we get introduced to Koni, which is a princess or a queen. It's a queen of Dowager or something kingdom. But later we find out that it's just Bonnie in disguise. She's basically using her devil fruit powers to sing herself to appear older. We find out that her whole plan is to infiltrate, go inside the castle, get in. We don't know why, but she wants to get in. And she comes across a celestial dragon who's riding on top of none other than Bartolomeo Kuma. Bartolomeo Kuma, we see him as a slave. He's actually the slave of Charlos. He's the slave of a celestial dragon, Charlos' father actually. And he's just casually riding on top of Bartolomeo, stabbing Bartolomeo, and we learn that Bartolomeo used to be a king. And there's something interesting in this part, because in the title where they reintroduce Bartolomeo Kuma, it says Bartolomeo, former king of Sorbet Kingdom, something like that. And then it says warlord. He's still a warlord. That is very interesting. So he's a slave, a warlord slave. So does that mean that the celestial dragons have absolute power and they can pretty much just order, hey, I want Mihawk to be my next slave? Does that mean that they have that level of power? I mean, they're meant to be gods, but I would think that there would be like a stop to that, you know, like they can't just order people around to be their slaves, like just anyone. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. You would think that a warlord would have more respect within the verse, the One Piece verse, but apparently no, that's not the case. We also see Bonnie crying. She gets into the castle, she's hiding, she infiltrated, and she sees Kuma, and she starts crying. We also saw her crying when Whitebeard died. Does that mean that she's like a very weak, vulnerable person that cries whenever she sees like pain and death, or she has a connection to Kuma? It's kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on here, to be honest. We also learned that Sabu is right underground from within the gates of the Celestial Castle, and we also learned that they're there pretty much to get back Bartolomeo. He's super pissed, and then we get some explanation from the scientist that's in there with them, the rabbit-looking dude, and he's saying basically that Bartolomeo used to be a king, and they're just trying to set an example out of him, which is kind of crazy. Like, it makes me wonder, what did Kuma do? On the next page, we see just people getting riled up, trying to start the reverie finally, and they're just laughing, gossiping. Some of the kings are making comments about Luffy. They're like, "Oh man, this kid, you know, he just went to Big Mom's to Big Mom Island, and now he's going after Kaido. Ooh, not good, man. Not good. And then we see the King Prudence. He's just laughing because he was in Dressrosa, of course. I believe he was part of the Grand Fleet. I can't remember, to be honest. So the Gorosei, they're just casually walking. We didn't get to find out what they talked about with Shanks, of course. And they're going somewhere, and then we see the shadow figure, the king-looking dude with the crown and everything. People who said he's the king, you guys were right. He's a king apparently. We find out that his name is Im. It's spelled I-M, Im, and he can potentially be the king of the world. We learned that he's like above the Gorosei, probably above the Celestial Dragons as well. So does that mean that he's the king of the world, and that the Gorosei are on top of the Celestial Dragons, or does it mean that the Gorosei, it's just the authoritarian aspect of the world, and since they're pretty much keeping control of everything, they're like the ones that meet up with the king specifically? Because I don't know, I really don't see Celestial Dragons being all that smart. It seems like they're just there just because. I don't really see Celestial Dragons discussing world affairs and like trades and things that are going on in the world. They're just pretty much there. So now we're getting pretty much confirmation, and it seems to be a ritual that they're doing. We see the Gorosei kneeling. We see the entity just going up the stairs, sitting on the empty throne, and they pretty much just ask, "Hey, tell us the names. Who are we gonna wipe this time?" And the throne, we get a close up on this shadowy figure of Im, and it looks like he has a gun or something. He's just I don't know, and he had a bunch of pictures as well of Vivi, Shirahoshi, Luffy, Blackbeard. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a feeling that this figure has absolute power and might just capture Shirahoshi. I feel like this shadowy figure has something to do with the Don Quixote Celestial Dragon that we saw at the beginning of the chapter, the one that's protecting the fishmen. I feel like this person somehow told him, "Hey, go get me Shirahoshi. Make sure you get it done. Make sure people are not riled up. Make sure that we get it clean and easy." That's my theory. I don't know. I don't know, it could be that he's just genuine and he feels like he's completely, I don't know, he has complete authority and power, and no consequences will be dealt for his behavior towards the other celestial dragons. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing another video discussion later this week, talking about some other topics. If I think about something, I could potentially just make another video and talk about it. But for now, this is all I have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's have a healthy discussion. If you guys have any theories, throw them out there. If I see some good theories, I might make a video about them. Who knows? And this is all I have for now. Thank you very much for watching.